Hey everyone, Escaped Alien here. So it is time for another PSA submission video. I'll go ahead and scroll through the cards in their raw form before I send them off like I usually do. So let's go ahead and dive into it. I'm going to start off with Pokemon. So a card that I've submitted plenty of times before, but the Pokemon 151 UPC Mew EX promo. Very beautiful card and pretty hard to get in a 10. Next up, also from the Pokemon UPC, these are the Metal Mew EX promos. I've been pretty lucky with these in the past. I've always managed to get a 10. So I'm going to go ahead and submit 4 more of those. This is a Pikachu from the Paldea Adventure Chest. So I opened a few of these. Haven't uploaded all the videos yet. But this promo honestly kind of seems like the main thing you get from those Paldea Adventure Chests. So 2 out of 5 of them were in good enough condition to where I thought they had a chance at a 10. Gonna submit these. First time submitting this card, so we'll see how that does. Next up, an Illumineon. So I think this is from the Galarian Galaxy. Obviously I'll know when I submit it to PSA. But very, very beautiful card. Very beautiful artwork there. I love the underwater themed cards for Pokemon on these illustration cards or V cards. I feel like they do a really good job with that artwork. Then, me being a big Mewtwo guy, managed to pick up the Mewtwo V-Star where he's battling Charizard. I think this is just a really badass card. 2 very iconic Pokemon fighting it out. And I don't think this card is likely to get, I think that's just on the, yeah, it's just on the case. I don't think this card's likely to get a 10. I would be happy with a 9. It could get an 8, but I got this from a new LGS that I found. And just gonna get slabbed up. I mean, if maybe it has a chance at a 10, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be looking at a 9 on this card. But very, very sick Pokemon card. All right, Origin Form Dialga V-Star with the gold border. Another very cool illustration card, or I don't know, are these illustration cards? Maybe not. V-Star card though. I think it's also from the Galarian Gallery. But another very cool artwork for a Pokemon card. Okay, another Ancient Mew. So this one I bought from my usual LGS. You're always taking a chance when you're buying these Ancient Mews when they're sealed, because you can't see the back of the card. So the front of the card, or maybe you can't see the front, but you can't, basically there's that little insert that comes with these cards and it blocks one of the sides, so you're kind of going in blind as far as the sides go. But the centering is a little bit off on this one. I've always wanted to get one of these in a PSA 10, and unfortunately I do not think this is a contender. It doesn't have a print line, but the centering's not great. But we'll see what happens on that. Then we have a Skyla trainer card. So I got this in kind of an overall bulk buy. Seems like people are collecting the trainer cards more. A little bit left heavy on the back side, but might have a shot at a 10, so I figured I'd submit it. Maybe have some good trade fodder, or I might sell it. Another LGS pickup, Ho-Oh. This is not a first edition stamped card, but was in decent condition for being an older card. I also think this is probably unlikely to get a PSA 10, but I do think it has a shot at a 9. Would not be surprised if it did come out as an 8 though. But nonetheless, Ho-Oh, very, very cool. I believe in the first episode, that's when Ash saw the Ho-Oh after Pikachu got in the fight with all the sparrows. So just definitely an iconic Pokemon. Next we have a Sorcery Contested Realm card, the Philosopher's Stone. So this is a beta. On one of my Sorcery booster box openings, the second one, I managed to go ahead and pull this. It's not a foil card, and so far in my experience, Sorcery is pretty rough to grade. Seems like the backs have a lot of whitening on them. But one of the more expensive Sorcery cards, so I'm going to submit it, see what happens. Okay, cards I've submitted plenty of times before. These are just Rudy's Nice Metal, and Rudy Investment Sasquatch. This is from the 6.9 anniversary kit. This is from CN1 Metazoo. So these are definitely going to be up for sale. Just extra Rudy's that I got for a cheap enough price. Then we have my first Men in Black pull for UFO. Wanted to go ahead and get this slabbed up. It's probably one of the only, I mean, you only have a few cards from the UFO set that are worth grading, and I would say Men in Black is one of them. Not that it's gonna make it a super expensive card or anything, but I definitely think if you have a Men in Black that's got good centering, doesn't have any hollow lines, scratches, whitening, it's worth grading. But for me, I just want to go ahead and get a cert on this card because I really wanted to pull a UFO or a Men in Black card from UFO, and seeing as this is the first time I pulled one, I felt like it was worth getting a cert assigned to it so I can keep track of it. Then we have a Foo Fighters playtester from UFO. Super cool artwork. Got the alien in the center. Or maybe there's a few aliens. I guess they're all aliens, right? But anyways, really like the Foo Fighters card. Not sure if this is going to get a PSA 10, but I think it's got a shot at it. I wouldn't be surprised if it came back a 9, so we'll see how that goes. Metazoo Kickstarter, Sam Sinclair. So any hollow Kickstarter card in my book is worth getting slabbed up, and I do think this one has a shot at a 10. So we'll see what happens with that. Then I managed to pull a Possessed Aura out of a Seance spellbook that I got for $10 at an LGS. So this one I am certain is not going to get a PSA 10 because there's a little bit of some kind of like scratching or indentations on the back over here. But it's the first time I pulled a Possessed Aura, and it's definitely one of the, if not the most desirable pull out of Seance, so definitely one of those cards that deserves a slab. That's going to be it for Metazoo in this video, so let's go ahead and move on to Elestrals. So submitted plenty of these before, but going to do the Stratamoss Stained Glass. This is the bundle topper. Then we have two Majesties Stained Glass from the Water Month. Two Viserys Stained Glass from the Earth Month of Shattered Stars. So it's going to be my first time submitting these. These are Amphiryx from the Fire Month of Elestrals Shattered Stars. I really love these stained glass cards. So I got 3 of those. Alas. These are going to be the marble cards from the Wind Month of Shattered Stars. Submitted these before. Got 2 of those. Poseidon from the Water Month in marble. 2 of those. And then Demeter in the marble. So I believe this is also my first time submitting Demeter. But very pretty artwork. Phoebe Sumner Twisk. She seems to do all of the marble cards and all the stained glass cards, but she does a fantastic job. So hopefully I can at least get 110 on those. And then first time submitting this as well. This is the Hephaestus marble card. I really like what they did on this one. It's got all the lava flowing through the back, lava waterfall around him. So hopefully I can pull a 10 on one of those as well. And then in my fire month of the Shattered Stars opening, I got super lucky once again, and I managed to pull 2 Stellar Co-Magmas. I was pretty stoked on this one, so I'm gonna submit both of them to PSA. They're serialized. This one's number 23, this one's 72. Pretty certain one of them is not going to get a 10, doesn't have a chance at a 10. It has a little white dot on it, but the other one does have a shot at a 10. So whichever one grades higher, that's the one I'm going to keep. The other one's going to be up for sale. Alright, and next we are moving on to Lorcana. Once again, I'm going to try my luck at these promos from the 100 year anniversary bundle that they sold. Have not managed to get a PSA 10 set yet, so I'm missing 2 of these in PSA 10. So really hoping I pull it off this time. I got a few more, and so far I think in total I've opened 6 of these. Went through all the promos, tried to see which ones had shots at getting a 10. So I do have a little bit of extras to submit if I still can't pull it off on this one, but I'm really hoping I manage to pull it off. So we got the Mickey Mouse, the Elsa, Genie, Stitch, Maleficent, and Maui. So we'll see. Alright, moving on to One Piece. First one. Got this in a buy. This is a promo card, Vinsmoke Raiju. One of their Blessed Lady cards. But the promo cards for One Piece seem to be doing pretty well, so I thought I'd slab this up. Kind of get a little more in the One Piece collection. And just see how it does long term. But the hollowing on the card's really cool how they did that. Then, the Monkey D. Luffy. This is from the PSA magazine. This was the promo card. I do have, obviously I have a PSA membership, and so I get the, what do they call it? It's the, I think the pop culture variants. So super cool that PSA threw in this promo, and I am almost certain this one's not going to get a 10. The centering's not great on it. Didn't really seem to have any condition issues, but I figured I'd slab it up and just take a shot at it. So we'll see what happens. Regardless, very cool promo. There's a lot going on in the artwork on this one. Okay, then we are going to submit a Chronicles of Arcane card. This is Mother of the Deep. And I actually got this in a Dark Eye Whatnot stream. Bought some packs, and this was pulled from it. Very cool creature, and I'm going to try to submit a little bit of Chronicles of Arcane in each of my submissions going forward. I've submitted them before, and I tend to have luck with Chronicles. So I do think it has a shot at a 10, so we'll see what happens with that. And the final card that I'm submitting, Dragon Ball Z. So I pulled this in my first booster box that I opened, Son Gohan Childhood. Very, very cool how they do the foiling on these cards. I love the artwork. And Dragon Ball Z was definitely something I watched a ton as a kid. So it's always going to have that kind of nostalgia, fondness in my heart. But very cool card, and it was the best hit that I got out of that booster box. So gonna slab it up because it's my first hit, and it's also just a very cool card. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and get these packaged up, get them shipped off to PSA. So I'm gonna be waiting about a month and a half to get these back, And for you, in a couple seconds, you will see the PSA box open before you with all these slabbed up. So I'll see these cards in a month and a half. You'll see them in a couple seconds. Ladies, gentlemen, and aliens from across the universe, we are back. Just got the submission in. Here's our big box of 50 slabs. So let's go ahead and open this up. Pretty excited. I think PSA submissions and returns are some of my favorites to film. Probably one of the things I'm most excited for is when I submit cards myself from the collector's standpoint. So let me just make sure. Okay, I'm going to take out the little paper real quick with my info on it. There we go. 50 beautiful slabs. Like last time when I submitted slabs, they went all the way to the corner here in this box, but okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take a second to organize these by game, so I'll speed it up on this portion, and when we come back they'll be nice and organized, at least by game. I'm not going to look at the fronts of them. Just give me 1 second. Alright, welcome back to regular time. We'll keep the EA System Gate card there for good luck. So this submission was a little bit Elestrals heavy. I'd say maybe like a third to... probably about a third of the submission was just Elestrals cards, so I figured I'd start with Elestrals, and then we'll move on to the other games. So our first slab that we're going to be looking at, it's one that we've graded before. This is Aeolus. It's going to be the marble card from Shattered Stars, and we got a 10. Good start there. Let's go ahead and make our 10 pile there. Next up, Viserys. This is going to also be from Shattered Stars. This is the stained glass variant, and we got another 10. Next up is Stratamoth from Shattered Stars. This was going to be the bundle topper, and we got a 10. Alright, next up is Poseidon Marble from Shattered Stars. Another 10. Killing it so far. Alright, we have another Aeolus here. Marble Shattered Stars. And that one got a 9. Our first 9. Hopefully not too many. Next up, Hephaestus. It's from the Fire Month of Elestrals Shattered Stars, and we get a 10. Second Hephaestus here. That one gets a 9. Oh man, I'm gonna wait off on the Stellars. Let's see. Okay. So it's another Poseidon from Shattered Stars. And that one gets a 10. Now we have Infurix. Really liked this stained glass card from the Fire Month of Shattered Stars. And we get another 10. Okay, a second Infurix here. And a second 10. Gonna save those Stellars. Those are the serialized at a 99 Elestrals cards. We're gonna save those for last in Elestrals. Alright, Demeter next. This is the Marble Demeter from Shattered Stars, and we get a 10. Another Stratamoth, and another 10. Now we have a Majesty from the Water Month of Elestrals Shattered Stars. Another 10. I'm liking this so far. Okay, second Majesty, and another 10. Another Viserys, stained glass here, and another 10. Keep the 10s coming. Alright, another Infyrix. And another 10. Elestrals is treating us well this submission. Alright, another Demeter here. Another 10. Okay, last Demeter. This is going to be the last of the Marble and Stained Glass Elestrals cards. Then we'll move on to the Stellars. And another 10. Alright, let's see what these Stellar hits. So again, these Stellars are serialized out of 99. These were from the Fire Month of Elestrals Shattered Stars. This is number 72 out of 99. That one gets a 9. I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, obviously it'd be awesome to get 10s on these, but I think condition-wise, you know, it's not so much about the condition of these for me as it is the serialization. Super special cards, super rare cards in the world of Elestrals, so just happy to get them preserved in a slab. And then our second Co-Magma. It's another serialized card. This is number 23 out of 99. And we get an 8 on that. That's okay. So that's going to be our first 8. So for Elestrals, we did pretty dang good. It's a solid stack of 10s there. So we only got 3 9s and 1 8. The rest of them were all 10s. Alright, let's move on to Lorcana. So for Lorcana, once again, I tried to submit the D100. It was the second set. I believe that's Rise of the Floodborn. And the D100 kit has 6 promos, and I've been trying super hard for, I don't know, almost the entire year now to get a full PSA 10 set of those, and it just has not happened yet. There's only 2 cards that I need, so let's see if that happens this time. So we got Mickey Mouse, and that gets a 9. Not good. Okay. Maleficent, that gets a 10. That is not one of the ones I need. Always happy to get 10s though. Maui, and we get a 9. Okay, Maui is one of the ones I need, so I'm still not achieving the 10 set. I know that for a fact now. Genie, we get a 10. I do not need Genie in a 10. Stitch, I think Stitch might be the one we need in a 10. We get a 9. Alright, so the 2 cards that I needed, I already know, did not get the 10. So I got one more submission at PSA that has a few more of those. To be honest, off the top of my head, I'm not sure if it has the cards I need included. So kind of wondering if it's worth it to continue trying to get that. It almost seems impossible. So alright, let's see what this last one gets. Elsa. That gets a 9. Those are brutal. I mean, I really looked over these cards. Looked for print lines, condition, centering. I mean, I guess this one's not centered as well, but I had another 3 sets of them, and I picked you know, the best cards from each set. So pretty disappointing, but those Lorcana cards have been brutal to me. All right, next up is Pokemon. So we have Ho-Oh. Super cool card, and this was from Neo Revolution, or Revelation 2001. So old school unlimited card here. Just really like the artwork, and Ho-Oh, probably one of my favorite of the legendary Pokemon. So we got a 7. And on that card, you know, obviously would have liked a higher grade, but I kind of expected that it could be in this range. It's kind of hoping for an 8, but I think a 7's acceptable. But just a really dope card for the PC. Okay, next up is Skyla, little waifu action here. This is from Shining Fates 2021. We get a 10 on that. Okay, next up is Dialga, Origin Form, V-Star. That's going to be from Crown Zenith 2023, and we get a 10 on that. Super cool. Really, really dope card there. Happy to get that in a 10. Okay. Submitted plenty of these before, so UPC 151 promo. We get a 10. That is awesome. Next up, Pikachu from the Paldea Adventure Chest. I opened a few of these, tried to select the best ones for submission. Really cute artwork there, so let's see what we get. And that is a 10. We like to see it. Okay, second Pikachu from the Paldea Adventure set. We get a 9. Okay, don't want to see too many 9s on those cheaper cards. Alright, we have a Lumineon from Crown Zenith. Very beautiful artwork. Big fan of the underwater themes for Pokemon, and we get a 10. Really nice. This was an LGS pickup for me, so super cool to kind of hunt some cards myself, not just hope that internet sellers are going to send me decent conditions, but to actually go into local game stores, try to find some good copies myself. Alright, this was a Mewtwo V-Star from Crown Zenith. I didn't have super high hopes for this one. This was an LGS pickup, but I'm a huge fan of Mewtwo, and this has to be one of the coolest Mewtwo cards in my opinion. It's got Mewtwo fighting Charizard. Just super dope. So we get a... oh, we actually got a 9 on that. That's actually a pleasant surprise for me. I was kind of expecting an 8. So to get that little 1-point bump, super nice. But that's just a PC item. Okay, next up, Ancient Mew from the Pokemon 2000 movie. So this was an LGS pickup. It was still in its saran wrap when I bought it. And with the saran wrap, you're always going to have a hard time because the front of the card is covered by an insert. So if it's still packaged, you know, I usually just check the back to see if it has a print line. If it doesn't have a print line and the centering's good and the condition on the exterior looks good, you're kind of taking a gamble on the front. And I noticed that this card is definitely not the best centering, so I don't have high hopes for this, and I kind of guessed maybe an 8. Let's see what we got. And it did get an 8. Alright, I'm okay with that though. That card's just going to go up for sale pretty much. I assume it's only about worth raw value at this point. Okay, submitted plenty of these before. The Metal Mew EX card from the Pokemon 151 UPC. Get a 9 on that. That is disappointing. Typically, I've had excellent luck with these. I think this is actually, you know, one of the first... I mean, it might be the first 9 I ever got on that. Usually I just get 10s on these, so I'm kind of surprised by that. Okay, it looks like we have a second Metal Mew card here. Got a 10 there, that's nice. Third Metal Mew. Shoot, Another 9, that's not good. And our last Metal Mew. Dang, another 9. That's definitely the worst I've done on these. Was not expecting to get 3 9s out of 4 submitted, so that's pretty disappointing. Those are definitely going to be a loss. Alright, so we got a sorcery card. This is the Philosopher's Stone from Beta. Not very good luck with sorcery. I would say that for kind of being a more expensive product to buy, cuts on the back are not very good. I mean, the front looks fine, but there's always fraying around the back, so I'm not expecting a super high grade from this. But I pulled it in a video, one of my sorcery beta box openings, so just kind of wanted to preserve it for the memories. It was the most expensive card that I managed to pull, so we got an 8. Kind of expected that. I feel like you're lucky to even get a 9 with sorcery, but I would assume most of the sorcery cards would probably grade an 8. And honestly, probably strictly because of those backs. Alright, so we have a Chronicles of Arcane card. This is Mother of the Deep from Kickstarter. We got a 9 on that. Cool looking card nonetheless. There's a lot of movement in this slab. Yeah, just didn't have a ton of Chronicles of Arcane cards, but the ones that are a little higher rarity, wanted to get those slabbed up. Okay, next up, this is the Dragon Ball Fusion World card. And I pulled this. I've only opened one booster box, and I managed to pull Son Gohan Childhood. Super, super dope. Secret rare alternative art. So let's see what we got on that. That's a 10. That's awesome. So for my first booster box opening of the Dragon Ball Z Fusion World, to get a 10 on my biggest hit, that's makes for great memories. Okay, next up is One Piece. So the first one is going to be the Monkey D. Luffy card. This was the PSA magazine exclusive. It's kind of funny to get a card from PSA and send it right back. I kind of expected this card to get a 9. I don't think the centering was all that great, but we got a 10. That is awesome. Not bad for a free card, but they really killed the artwork on this card. I mean, I'm not even a huge One Piece guy, but you know, you can recognize some badass artwork. Hollow pattern's super cool. It's coming out of the mouth of the big evil looking dude. So many characters in it. Very cool card. Very cool to have it in a 10. Alright, next up. Oh yeah. Finn Smoke. Very Blessed Lady from One Piece. Let's see what we get. This is the alternate art. We get a 10 on that. Nice. Alright, now we have a few Metazoo slabs to go to. Didn't submit as many Metazoo cards this time around, but Metazoo typically makes up a significant amount of the submission, but on this one, it's kind of light. So let's see what we got. So this is Men in Black. Okay, right on. So this is the first Men in Black card that I ever pulled, and I don't think this one's going to get a 10, but I was kind of guessing a 9. It's got a tiny, white dot right there, but didn't see too much else wrong with it. Got an 8 on that. Well, I wasn't expecting an 8. I was thinking a 9, but that's okay. Now I have a cert assigned to my first Men in Black pulled. Okay, next up, graded plenty of these before. This is just extras from my chase of trying to get my master set of PSA 10. So this one's just going to be for sale no matter what grade it gets. Rudy Investment Sasquatch from CN1. We got a 10. That's awesome. So that'll just be up for sale, kind of help out with the cost of this submission. Just saw that next card was the Possessed Aura. I didn't see the grade yet, but I want to save that one for last. Okay, so we have a Rudy's Nice Metal. This was from the 6.9 anniversary kit. I've graded plenty of these. This one's going to be up for sale no matter what. We get a 9 on that one. Disappointing. Those are very cheap cards now, though. Okay. Badass Foo Fighters. So I wanted this card slabbed up no matter what, but the centering left to right on the front. Everything else on the card looks pretty dang good, but not expecting a perfect 10 on this because of the centering, but it's just a really badass card to have slabbed up. We get a 9. Alright, that's okay on that one. Next up, Sam Sinclair Kickstarter. Can't go wrong with having full holo Kickstarter slabbed up. So we get a 9 on that. Not too bad. Alright, and here's the card. One of the cards I was most excited to see the grade for. So if you guys saw my last seance opening, I managed to pull this from a $10 spellbook that I picked up from an LGS. It's an LGS that I frequent. I saw that they had some Metazoo seance spellbooks, and really I just bought the spellbooks to kind of support and show that there's still local interest for Metazoo, and I kind of feel like a little bit of karma came back my way. Not that his prices weren't bad, because I mean $10 for a seance spellbook I'd still consider a great price, especially from what we used to pay for them. But always happy to support LGSs, and this time, on top of just the good karma of supporting your local game stores, definitely paid off. So let's see what we got. A 10. Alright, well, I think that's probably going to be my favorite card of this submission. Now I have it immortalized in a slab with a serial number. First time ever pulling a Possessed Aura. Hopefully not the last time, though. Alright, so let's get a count up of where we're at. So we submitted 50 cards like usual. We got 1-7. That's going to be our ho-oh. So that is our lowest grade of this submission. We did get 4 8s, so I'm a little disappointed in getting that many 8s. I was kind of expecting the ho-oh to get a lower grade, but wasn't really expecting this many 8s. And then 9s, we did get a bit of a stack this time for 9s. So it looks like for 9s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we got 16 9s. So, I mean, for my submissions, and these are just kind of me going through and obviously just eyeballing the cards. I don't have any tools or anything. I don't measure the borders of the cards. So this is literally just me putting the cards under the same ring light that I use to record my videos and checking them out. I try to typically get about 50% of my submission in PSA 10. And if I get any higher than that, then I'm just super happy. But I really try to shoot for a minimum of 50%. Ideally, I try to get more like 60%. So we still managed to get our biggest stack as PSA 10s. Just count out the number real quick. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. All right. So we got 29 PSA 10s this go around. So obviously 25 would have been 50%. So at 29, we still did pretty dang good. So what is that? It's not quite 60%. 29 times 2. I believe that's 58% as a PSA 10. So we beat the minimum that I was hoping for. So I would call it a successful submission. Alright, well, I have another submission. I kind of submitted two close together. So the second submission that I had at PSA, I actually had two submissions there at the same time. I don't think that'll take too long to get to me, but I'm about ready to send off another submission. Like I said, really trying to do these monthly as much as financially possible. So hopefully we'll have something else to look at soon, another submission full of cards. As usual, if you are interested in any of these cards, feel free to hit me up in any of the contacts in the description. Easiest way to see which cards I am selling or willing to trade. You can just look at my eBay store that's in the description of this video. If you see a card there, feel free to hit me up at any of the contacts and we can see if we can make a deal on them. Obviously, some of the cards are going to be for the PC, the personal collection. But I'm always down to try to work something out. So just let me know if you see anything that interests you. And if you haven't checked it out yet, this is my promo card. It's from the game System Gates. There's still 8 prints available. Those are signed prints that come with a certificate of authenticity. And they also come with one of these cool limited promo cards. So there's only 8 left at the filming of this video, so if you want one of those, I'll put that in the description too. They're sold at speedrobogames.com. So super lucky to get a promo card and to have the talented artist Anun Art draw this up for me. Thanks for stopping by, guys. It's a fun time as always. So let me know what your favorite card was from this submission in the comments below. I always appreciate it if you want to leave me a like. And consider subscribing for more alien business. This has been Escaped Alien. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.